Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the Magic Arena Run. Today we're in the workshop and it's actually previous standard workshop. So I'm actually trying to remember if this is just previous standard workshop or if this is actually the starter decks back in the day. No, this has got to be previous. Actually I can't be too sure if this looks like if this probably is a slightly upgraded version of that if that's the case. Anyway, so what we have are three decks that all the way from previous standards. So in fact, I think this is just simply Ixalan, Dominaria, and M19. Yeah, Ixalan, Dominaria, M19. So that's all. And the lands they give us are very typical of a really old starter deck. Anyway, so we have the Saproling Swarm here. So this one is fairly straightforward. Everything makes Saprolings. Saprolings go wide. We're not overrunning our opponents with power, though a Tender Shoe Dry could help there, but it's really just about the numbers. And with 3 Poison Tip Archers and a Slimefoot Stowaway, our opponent killing our creatures is not exactly a great thing as well. Also, we got value creatures in Doom Dissenter and Deathbloom Talid. And ways to benefit off it, like, well, not the Twilight Prophet, but Talid Omnivore. Path of Discovery, this one didn't really see play because the green black deck didn't really need it. Between the Wild Growth Walker and Jade Light Ranger, what's the and the 2/2 drops the green one and the black one. There's plenty of explore right there. But in a deck like this, a one-off is not that bad. Then we have the Strength in Numbers deck. So this one also goes wide. So the blue red deck might be in for something different. So this one goes wide, has a life gain team. There are some standout creatures like Militia Bugler. Keeps the card flow going, as well as Mentor of the Meek. Kinjali Sunwing helps them get, well, it's only a one-off, let's see. But otherwise, it's pretty much, this one is go wide and hit hard with Trumpet Blast, Heroic Reinforcements. Hieromancer's Cage helps control stuff. Leonin War Leader is a good pump. Siege Gang Commander, we do have several extra goblins, so it's not just Commander pumping himself. And sometimes you just need one big dumb dude like Burning Sun's Avatar. And finally, Wrath of Mages. This one is literally it's the weird part of the Wizards deck. Normally, so we have the typical Gitu Lava Runner. You try to hit early. We got Shivan Fire instead of Shock, so it's no obvious burn there. But we get value with Gutter Snipe, Aven Wind Mage, Blink of an Eye, and it's dispersed. Really, you should just be having 4 copies of Blink, but I guess this one's just for balance. Repeating Barrage gives us some continued value. Vodalian Arcanism gives us some ramp. Yeah, this is definitely from the previous starter deck. There's Rowdy Crew, which nobody really ran. It doesn't matter if this is a mythic. Nobody played this card. Reverse Rebuke, people did play this card, and considering a lot of our stuff is cheaper and we're not bouncing as many, we end up benefiting more. We also get Salvager, Secrets, whatnot. So, well, I'll probably start with Saproling Swarm. We'll go left to right. So, if you've seen my last video, it was like a simple take on Hidetsugu Segen, right? Although it's more like just some shoehorning it in. I was thinking if I could have shoehorned it into just a simple mono red deck. That was a possibility. Oh, definitely keeping this one. Sure, we may be lacking lands, but we've got Dissenter, Migration, and we will be able to cast Constantly Plunder. There were no board wipe style effects in between the 3 decks. So, Orchard first. If you see a dual land in your early game, you definitely have to play that out. I'm definitely playing the Doom Dissenter. Because even if our opponent burns this, we will get value out of it. If our opponent takes their time before burning it, we'll get even more value. So just end the turn there. There is Shivan Fire and whatnot, so we'll see where opponent goes. The opponent goes Aven Wind Mage. So we can now just sack this perfectly fine. We draw our 2 cards. Hope, knock on wood, one of them's a land. Okay. Yeah, we knocked hard enough. So we got our 4 mana already. So I'm definitely playing Sap Herd. We'll offer the trade. Opponent's probably not gonna block us. They can just keep pumping this very easily. I probably will run Poison Tip Archer first. Take it back. I'm gonna run Rite of Bells and Lock first. I'm trying to remember if there were bounce, but there were no counter spell style effects. So we'll get in for at least 2 damage, and we might force our opponent to spend 1 spell to, like, say, bounce this one. He draws a card, blocks this one. We'll still have a bunch of tokens, so we can still drop Torgal. Next turn, I might just play Poison Tip Archer first. So take 2. Yeah, I guess I'll play the Poison Tip Archer first, force our opponent to respond to that. So opponent needs a 4, needs it for 4. Shivan Fire is a possibility, so let's not count that out yet. Lightning Strike is also a possibility, so you can snipe the Poison Tip Archer at least. We are kind of going all in if we go sack Torgar first. Also, the bad thing is the triggers will come first, so opponent goes for the Shivan Fire. Okay, that's one. So we're not getting. We can just go Slime Foot for triggers, I guess. Why don't we just cast Path of Discovery, because we know we're about to draw more creatures. At least we have something to block up in the air. It's just a question of okay, opponent plays another Enigma Drake. That limits our opponent to 2 burn spells. No, he's gonna pass. So we'll sack a. Oh, is he gonna bounce the token? Okay, sure. That's a shame. At this point, I'm just gonna play Slime Foot. Get a free Explore. Costly Plunder. No, I don't need to draw cards. We'll grave that one. Sapperling Mutation. Get some Explore triggers. Okay, got a land and got another land. So pass the turn. Yeah, I kind of forgot about the bounce part. At least we get these guys, but we probably should have saved the Poison Tip Archer for when we could trade. But anyway, I can go, let's see. 3. Okay, let's assume I'm taking 10 damage. Let's assume our opponent can cast it. Oh, that's a good game. He had a cast. And I'll give this one another go, then we'll. So Wrath of Mages, yeah, it's a little bit atypical, but it has a lot more responses, so that might be an interesting part. Yeah, I'll give this one another go. So we had a good sequence, but we kind of made several misplays. we opened way too hard on our, and we do have some removal, but not that much. In fact, I think Vicious Offering might be our only removal here. Well, our opponent's playing the Boros deck this time, so we'll see how things go. Again, well, this is not a, well, I would have preferred Costly Plunder as a payoff. Also note that, oh, opponent mulls 1, okay. Definitely, okay, we have, we could use a land. Martyr of Dusk. I guess that's tradable. Okay, we hit our land. Okay, so we have to be careful, especially when our opponent hits 4 mana. That's Heroic Reinforcements time. So I'm probably gonna just pare down the board. Or not, because 3 mana is also Militia Bugler. I think taking the 1 hit might be better. Yeah, there's Militia Bugler. Into Goblin Instigator. So what we can do is sack a creature. Cavalry Drill Master, so this will hit us for 4. That's fine. We can't. Well, we can swing back. Well, we got Slimefoot. That's an option. Opponent just trades 1 for 1. Could shoot. Actually, in this deck, they will value the tokens more than the. They'll value the smaller creatures over this big one. So the correct, well, no block is also acceptable. We'll play Slimefoot, who will probably die if our opponent, because our opponent is representing both Trumpet Blast and Heroic Reinforcements. There's the reinforcements. So 2, 4, 6, 8. That's 8 damage. We are, or we can take 9 damage and just block this way. So we're down to 5. So we need to start holding guys back. So probably. So he gets Spore Swarm to chump block if our opponent does. That's. And at least we get a few triggers. We did have Inspired Charge, so we'll at least need 1. It's down to 1 card, and we might still have enough blockers. And would prefer to be able to, well, not quite. So I have 2 choices. I have to play Talent Omnivore. Reason being, let's assume our opponent has another Heroic Reinforcements. We need to be able to, because if I only play those, that's 2 damage and probably another 3. Okay, it's only a Cavalry Drill Master, air quotes. Opponent swings with that. We will block. Opponent Lightning Strikes. Okay, so he's down to these. I have to play Tendershoot Dryad now. Just to start getting the saps out. Thank goodness our opponent used that up. If our opponent again, if our opponent has Burning Sun's Avatar, worst possible card. Yeah, we don't have removal for this. Sack, gain 2 life. I can sack, bring... No, I'm gonna... Let's see. Block, block. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll see how it goes. But if our opponent draws one... It will all depend on this. Thankfully, this one does not have trample, so... Actually, wait. Pass the blocks. So that's 4... Wait. Let's try to keep that one. That's 4 damage. Sack this. Get some cards. Fungal infection. 2 less damage. So how much that? We'll see where. Okay, down to 3. So we still have to deal with this. And flooding on lands is not going to do it for us. So let's see. I am forced to block 2 of these, and so that's probably going to use up all our vicious offerings, unfortunately. Blast, so I have to sack this to gain some life. Then I have to cast this without kicker to take out 1 token. Well, I probably should have chosen the goblin token in case our opponent drew into Siege Gang. So, well, surviving, but not getting there. We only gain life with this. Actually, we now have the option to block, block. No. Actually, okay, now we have the option. So, pass 2 blocks. Let's see if our opponent has a response. Sack this, gain some life. Okay, so far so good. We're kinda holding on. We're literally 1 heroic reinforcements away from dying. Okay, that's a little bit later, so no. Flooded. That's good game. So we kind of expended all our late game cards. In fact, I need to check. Is Tendershoe Dryad literally our only late game card? Oh no, we have a Verdant Force, so we could have drawn that. But we'll try another deck. Let's see. The first one we'll do the rat. No, I said left to right. So we'll go Strength and Numbers next. So we had the Verdant Force we could have drawn into. That was pretty much it. We went through 1 costly plunder. It would have been much better if we had used the, like, we could block, but no, we did not have enough removal there. So okay, we got turn to instigate. We got a turn 0 win, which sometimes happens. We'll definitely play that again. Now I know this is basically a throwaway event, but you're never gonna learn how to mulligan properly if you just concede at the first sign of trouble. Anyway, we're definitely keeping this. So yeah, this is green black. We know they don't have that much removal, but we don't. It will really depend what their first turn play is. I'm more willing to run Martyr of Dusk because if, let's say, they go Fungal Infection, that just puts us in parity 1-for-1. Which is probably the same as if we went for the Goblin Instigator. So let's see, here comes the Infection. I didn't know. I mean, Captivating Crew is probably the better card here. Opponent. We will swing in with this. Let's see if our opponent has the second Fungal Infection. Our opponent has actually 3 copies of this. Trading early is not too bad, especially when I have a Militia Bugler coming up next. Okay, we'll take the Vanguard. It's a shame we're past. We could use another land so we can Vanguard into Bugler. That would be a nice play. Opponent's got Sap Herd, so we got a Mentor of the Meek. I will play that first. We could force a trade? No, I'll pass. Let's see, does our opponent play Poison Tip Archer? There are 3 copies of that. No, opponent's probably gonna snipe the Mentor of the Meek. The other Sap Herd. So that's probably coming next. Also note that he's still leaving up. Okay. So pay 1. So it's Bugler pay 1 or Vanguard pay 1, then Instigator. At least, yeah, we need to draw. We need to try to draw into Siege Gang if we can. Captivating Crew's not too bad either. Let's go. Leonin. Let's pay. Got our land, so I will go Instigator. We'll pass off on the value in that way. No, the problem with this, if it's a Fungal Infection, it's a -1/-1. So if I swing with Militia Bugler, he just blocks with Sap Herd. That does nothing. Yeah, it's remembering all those old cards. Well, Captivating Crew doesn't do... Siege Gang Commander will trigger Mentor, but I won't have the mana for that. Heroic Reinforcements or Trumpet Blast would be nice at this point. Otherwise, Bugler into... Okay, point goes Costly Plunder. Now they're starting to dig. If they're digging this early and not during my turn... Well, they might still have a 3-drop. Probably... Saproly... Okay. Kinjali Sunwing. So I'm probably going to play the Sunwing now. Let's get some value off that. Opponent's still leaving up to 1 black. Got our Inspired Charge, so we can swing next turn. Also, this pretty much locks down. Though, if our opponent does have a Tender Shoe Drag, we're in trouble. Because these will all be 3 trees. No, it's Twilight Prophet. We tapped. Opponent representing 2 mana. Okay. Let's see how our opponent blocks. The one thing we want to do is at least take out the board. Oh, opponent did not have this. Did not have the response. So he managed to clear the board. Opponent. Okay, now we know our opponent has Sapling Links incoming. They come into play tap, so no point in him. Well, opponent casts Sapling Migration. Thank goodness they all enter a battlefield tap. So let's see. I'm gonna hold that up. I'm not playing Goblin Instigator, even if it could draw me a card, because because I need to decide if I want to go Captivating Crew. No, I'll just go Militia Bugler here. Opponent's down to 6. We'll play a Militia Bugler. Let's dig for... And no. Oh man, make a stand would be nice. So we whiff on that one. Opponent has a Poison Tip Archers. Thankfully enters the battlefield tap. Spore Swarm also enters tap. So gonna swing first, because this is probably the last chance. Does our opponent? No, we don't. We only lose life. Our opponent doesn't gain life. So Siege Gang Commander's next. So at this rate, yeah, opponents needs to rethink that. So opponent's down to 4. We still have a bit of a board. Okay, 5 triggers, but our life is way too healthy. Now we go Siege Gang. Opponent needs to be able to kill this. Well, he does have 2 copies of Costly Plunder, so he's digging for it. That's also 1 less blocker. So it cannot be creatures because of Kinjali Sunwing. Talent Omnivore. That will help him gain life. So he has 2 mana to sack 2, so he can block. Okay, so he has 4 blocks, so let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, so that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, doesn't matter. Anyway. Kung bullet yan, si bullet yan?
Si Ikay off.
Baka bullet yan lang. Either bullet yan o i-10 o i-bullet online na.
Okay.
Well, there you go. Opponent did not have an answer for the heroic reinforcements. Yeah, sometimes one is enough. So there you go. Got 1 win. It's not looking good for this one. We lost twice with this. We beat it once. We'll try Wrath of Mages, and we have some time. And if we win this one quickly, we'll revisit the Sapling Swarm again. It's very possible to win. It should be very possible to win, actually. I just feel like that there's not enough payoff for... Okay, so this might also not be that easy, but we got turn 2 Blink of an Eye if we can. Then we have option of Enigma Drake. We'll definitely Gutter Snipe first. Sift helps us draw cards, so that's a good part. We want to play the Enigma Drake as late as possible because... Okay, opponents also... Fight with Fire is not bad. Well, sure. If our... Okay, double green, so... No rush on that one. I would like to draw another mana, so... Blink of an Eye would be an option. Sift would definitely be my option. Yeah, opponent goes Vicious Offering immediately. That's fine, I guess. Because we got another one. Our opponent... I think there are only 2 copies of Vicious Offering, so... Our opponent probably has the second one, right? About now. So, at the Discovery, it's gonna take it time. Sulfur Falls, perfect. So... King, opponent for 2, draw some cards. We definitely want to keep this, so what do we discard? Yeah, let's discard the Arcane. Also, interestingly enough, despite me saying that this is kind of like a wizard team deck, though it's really more of an instants and sorceries team deck. Just the majority happen to be wizards. Also, this is sacrifice another creature, so let's see if Enigma Drake. Into Lightning Strike. Opponent can't quite sack that with only 2. Also, we got lucky. We got lucky. Our opponent got the land off the Explore. If it had been a +1/+1, I might be stuck. I might have been forced to just use Blink, which is probably not great. Okay, opponent whiffs on the fungal infection, so it's a straight trade instead of a blowout. Not too bad. It's not. I only hit I've only hit 9 manas a few times, so I don't expect to hit it that often. I do know there is no real pump, so okay, opponent might still have a costly plunder, so to speak, or a vicious offering. Take this out. That's the costly plunder would be more annoying. Vicious offering, at least it tells us that the coast is clear for these guys. Yeah, I think opponent's going for the vicious offering. That's fine. We got more where these guys came from. Opponent plays something big. Okay, opponent skips, so play Enigma Drake. Pass the turn. Oh, what are the other instants here? Okay, opponent's really plays a Torgarb, takes us down to 10. Let's see how. Okay, reveals a costly plunder. So I guess I'm bouncing this. He ditched. So we take our opponent down to. Okay, so now the key is does our opponent have poison tip art? Well, he has enough mana to cast 2, so Spore Swarm, that doesn't do it. He can okay, he gets a ton of triggers. Tender Shoot Dried, he definitely wants to keep that. He's probably not gonna. He could just play Torgar out again, but. Oh wait, does he have a remove? Vicious Offering. Okay. Yeah, that couldn't be helped. Though. So there are actually 3 copies of Vicious Offering. At least we swing for 5, then. Oh wait, if our opponent does not. Okay, that's it. We. Okay, kind of locked out there. This hits. Oh no, it only hits target creature. Doesn't hit any target, but it does buy us time. So holding creature back for holding Lava Runner back for defense. Yeah, 5 points for 3 mana is way too much if it hits our opponent. But knowing that these are the cards of our opponent, we can't lose. Because if it's lands, that goes to the hand. If it's not lands, it stays on top if they really need it. So yeah, they have no defense against the 5/4. And that's already after 3 vicious offerings. So well, they can set their life back to 10. So that buys them 1 turn. No, we have to take that. So we definitely have to block it. Oh man, we might still lose, because here's the thing. Talented Omnivore allows him to gain 2 life because... Oh, no, we don't have enough for kicker, but we have enough to kill the Saproling, which is important to keep the puzzle here. That said, our opponent still... He does have mana to cast both of these, so... This might be very close, and very good use of Torgar here. Perhaps I should not have bounced it way too soon. Like a better plan would have just been to play the Enigma Drake, then bounce Torgar when it swings. No, but he would have had it in hand for quite a while. So auto block. This does not have trample. Plays that. Oh wait, he doesn't have the... He doesn't have the mana to sack. He might... So he needs to draw a land off this. Does he hit the land? He misses on the land. That's game. Woo! Wait. No, he can't play the land anymore. Why did he keep that on top? And I had River's Rebuke if somehow our yeah, there's no way of... And you had River's Rebuke as the backup. Our opponent did not draw any of their poison tip archers, so that was hard. So that was hard for them. Now, we did spend quite a bit of time, but I did say, let's revisit this one more time. Let's see if we can actually... It's very possible to win. Our opponent was so close. So close. I'm thinking the mistake... Well, it might not be such a mistake. Well, they could have used... They had the Torgar, so they could use it defensively instead of offensively. One thing they could have done is to... Wait, what were the cards that they snipe? No, Gutter Snipe was taken out by a fungal infection. Were there really only 2 vision? You know, that's a very important question considering I'm going to be playing this deck again now. Now I need to remember if there really was 3 or if it's just only 2. So there's 1 Vicious offering in hand. So definitely Doom Dissenter, Deathbloom Talent or Saphrid. Probably... Opponent's playing the Boros deck, so there's more incentive to go wide, but do I need to go wide that soon? Goblin Instigator, that forces you to Opponent can't get stuff off the graveyard, so... Opponent plays Militia Bugler. I'll just play Deathbloom Talent in response. Well, he did get another Bugler, so that might be a problem. Twilight Prophet, it's a good way to get card advantage, but it's also slightly... Well, we won't get card advantage quite immediately, so at least we have a 2/4 blocker. Maybe that's not so bad. If we can get the fungal infection... Okay, maybe not. So... Now we have a question. Do we just take 2 or do we just block? I think I'm gonna block. Don't remember if... Yeah. And our opponent concedes because they made the mistake in the blocking. I would have probably played yeah. I learned from the first game, don't play the poison tip archer out too early. Play all your payoffs first, then play the archer afterward. That's game. So okay, so we did kind of redeem the Saproling Swarm, even though it's the back of our opponent. So anyway, that's it for this episode of the Magic Arena Run. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, turn on notifications and whatnot. Next time you see me, I might do one last Brawl deck, but let's be honest, I'm probably going to be chasing 10,000 gold. We do get one free draft when when Ikoria comes out, and I'm definitely going to do a best of 3 on that one. That probably has the most value out of it. That's it. Thank you very much for watching. Hope to see you guys again next time. Probably when Ikoria comes out. There might be one before that. Until then, take care. Stay safe wherever you guys are. God bless. Have a great day, everyone.